Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just attacked Republican Congressman Byron. Why? For being married to a white woman. This from a 2024 video dug up by conservative influencer Colin Ruggs. Now, obviously, I've got the video for you guys a little bit later on, but seriously, who else is sick and tired of this Crockett BS? Can you just imagine what kind of scrutiny they would have gotten if a white person were to say this? If, say, President Trump were to say this? But then again, President Trump's a man of class, so I seriously doubt that something like that would even cross his mind. But it just goes to show how the far left representative just can't keep her mouth from spewing hate. I mean, we've been talking a whole week now of flubs and controversies that have her facing a possible censure in the House of Representatives and scathing criticism from the president and the White House. Now, according to a statement from Ed Martin, the acting U.S. attorney for Washington, law enforcement is reviewing an altercation between Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas and a conservative cameraman. Activist Laura Loomer alleged Crockett physically attacked and assaulted a member of her team, Charlie Downs, while the Texas Democrat refused to answer a question about condemning the recent spate of violent attacks on Tesla dealerships. So Crockett painted herself as the victim in the interaction and said that the cameraman sought to invade her safety for a soundbite. Well, Representative Tim Burchett, who was working with Crockett at the time during the exchange, is saying otherwise. According to Tim Burchett, the incident was very unfortunate, but Crockett should not have put her hands on the activist. Republican Texas Representative Randy Weber also introduced a resolution to formally censure Jasmine Crockett of Texas over her comments toward Texas Governor Greg Abbott. She even called him Governor Hot Wheels, and this man's in a wheelchair. I mean, that's just wrong. This is why polling analyst Matt Towery warned Democrats that they need to get control of their party or they'll risk completely being off the edge. But at this point, it might already be too late. So let's go ahead and dive in, guys. So first, here's what the Congresswoman trashing House Representative Byron for marrying a white woman. Watch.
Jasmine Crockett is now coming under fire for a newly uncovered clip where she takes her offensive rhetoric to another level. Here's what she had to say about Congressman Byron.
If we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron, who are going to continue to say that, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure.
And we know comments like this are nothing new for the unhinged Congresswoman, who has now surged to the top of the Democrat Party.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. It's Ted Cruz. This dude has to be knocked over the head, hard, right? All I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States. We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your. We are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Off.
Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. So again, this is a 2024 video dug up by conservative influencer Colin Ruggs. And as you saw, Crockett was being interviewed by Charlemagne the God. Is he a god? When she said Donald's married a white woman and thinks that whitewashed him. People were quick to jump on the comments from Crockett, and for good reason. It was an insanely racist thing to say. Now, honestly, there's just no way anyone can defend what Jasmine Crockett said here. Attacking someone just because they married someone from a different race? That's just textbook racism, plain and simple. I mean, think about it. If a Republican were to say something even remotely similar about a liberal, it would dominate the news cycle for days and weeks. But Jasmine Crockett's racist jab at Byron is barely even getting noticed outside of social media. Now, if we actually had a fair and honest media, which let's just face it, we don't, she would be getting absolutely roasted right now and, held fully accountable. There's zero excuse to put up with racism like this. It's disgusting. And everyone with a shred of decency should be calling it out. But what's even crazier is this. It isn't even her only controversy lately. Far from it. Jasmine Crockett's been messing up so much this week. She's actually facing possible censure in the House, and even President Trump and the White House have jumped in to criticize her for it. Now, Jasmine Crockett usually gets praised as one of the rising progressive stars in the Democratic Party, but after this past week, things are not looking too good for her. Now, it all started last Sunday when U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi basically warned Jasmine Crockett she needed to tread carefully after Crockett tweeted something pretty wild. She literally wrote, "All I wanted to see happen on my birthday is for Elon Musk to be taken down," right as Tesla owners and employees were dealing with threats and violence. But did she listen to Pam Bondi's warning? Of course not. Instead, Jasmine Crockett immediately jumped into yet another mess of encouraging violence against Texas Senator Ted Cruz. When she was asked how Democrats could win in a conservative state like Texas, Crockett straight up said, "You punch. You okay with punching?" And she didn't stop there. She targeted Ted Cruz specifically, saying, "It's Ted Cruz. This dude has to be knocked over the head, like hard, right?" Not surprisingly, conservatives were furious about this. Even the White House Rapid Response X account jumped in, calling her yet another unhinged Democrat inciting violence. But wait, it gets even worse. The main controversy that really blew up this week was when Jasmine Crockett openly mocked Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who, just in case you didn't know, is wheelchair bound, by calling him Governor Hot Wheels during a pro-LGBTQ benefit dinner. Yeah. She literally stood there just laughing and said, "Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there? Come on now." And the only thing hot about him is he's a hot ass mess, honey. Now, as many of you guys probably already know, Abbott's been in a wheelchair since he was hit by a falling tree while jogging at just 26 years old. So, of course, people from both sides of the political aisle immediately called her out for mocking someone's disability. Even President Trump jumped in on the conversation. He did an interview Wednesday and called out Jasmine Crockett for being a lowlife and a very low IQ person, and said that Democrats wouldn't want someone like her representing their party. And that's when Republican Congressman Randy Weber stepped up, announcing he's going to be introducing a resolution to officially censure Jasmine Crockett because of these statements. But even after all of this backlash, Crockett refused to apologize. Fox Business tried confronting her directly, but she just got annoyed and abruptly ended the interview. Instead, she pointed people to a social media statement she made, claiming that Hot Wheels comment wasn't about Abbott's disability at all. She insisted it was about Abbott using planes, trains, and automobiles to send migrants into cities led by black mayors, stoking division and tension. She said her comment about him being a hot mess was strictly about his policies, and she never meant anything about his disability. Now, if you guys believe that, I've got a beautiful island in the middle of Idaho that I have to sell you. Anyway, so she even got her chief of staff, Kimberly McLean, to say that the congresswoman in no way meant any harm toward the governor or meant to take lightly any medical conditions that he might have. Yeah, right. Sure. But here's the thing, guys. Despite her denials, Crockett clearly has a history of making sarcastic jokes about Abbott rolling around. Just last week, she reposted a tweet mocking Governor Greg Abbott for rolling up to the White House to cheer on the president destroying the agency that makes sure kids in wheelchairs have equal access to education is wild. And during Abbott's re-election campaign against Beto O'Rourke, she literally tweeted, "Beto is rolling around the state. Where's Abbott rolling to?" And if all of that wasn't enough controversy for 1 week, another video popped up recently showing Jasmine Crockett dismissing the entire debate around transgender inclusion in women's sports as just a distraction. She said something along the lines of, "Find me the little trans kid that's ruining your life." I mean, seriously, what are we even doing? Guys, let's just call it what it is. This woman is completely unhinged. Jasmine Crockett has absolutely no business being in Congress, period. Drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys agree. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the latest updates like this one. Okay, guys, let's get back to the discussion. And so not only is Jasmine Crockett facing possible censure, but she's also facing police charges for attacking a journalist. Here, watch.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the
That's what it is
29th.
to be here, right?
Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman,
No,
will you
it's going to
condone
continue.
will you condemn violence at the Tesla?
The video got millions of views, and now people are demanding her head, saying that the congresswoman should be arrested for assault on top of her inciting violence almost daily. She's a 43-year-old acting like a teenager. I honestly didn't even know she was 43. She looks a lot younger than that. What do y'all think? She and corrupt Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard may be from different parts of the country, but they're definitely cut from the same cloth. So yeah, things are moving fast in this case, guys. The journalist, a member of Laura Loomer's team, said he just concluded a formal meeting with the United States Capitol Police regarding Representative Jasmine Crockett's attack on him. Here's a clip. Check this out.
Well, very big development here on Capitol Hill. I just left a formal meeting with the United States Capitol Police. I had to fill out some more forms, talk about the horrific incident where Congresswoman Crockett reached for my phone, scratching me just because I asked her a question about her involvement in the Tesla takedown. So now, my formal complaint has officially been moved to the United States Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C., and we will see what happens. But again, the United States Capitol Police were very nice and very helpful this morning, and we'll see what happens. I want to thank all of you for supporting Laura and I as we go through this, I don't want to say difficult, but crazy situation. You know, this is bigger than just me and Rep. Crockett. This is about standing up for free speech in the building right behind me. Free speech can never leave Capitol Hill, because if free speech leaves Capitol Hill, free speech will leave America.
Downs said in his tweet about it that the decision to pursue charges against Representative Jasmine Crockett now rests with the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, and that this matter extends beyond a personal dispute between Representative Jasmine Crockett and myself. It concerns the protection of free speech within the Capitol, as the loss of free speech there would jeopardize its preservation across America. Now, for me, it's all about pushing for accountability and making these liberals answer for their bold-faced lies. I mean, Jasmine Crockett was just trying to spin this thing as Downs invading her safety for a soundbite. But Republican Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett, who was there at the time, said otherwise. His exact words: "It was a bad situation. She should not have grabbed that guy's phone whatsoever. Everybody's in everybody's face over there. But that's part of the game. You got to live with it. You got to be adults. That's why there's courtrooms." In short, Jasmine Crockett's going to soon find herself up a river with no paddle. You know what I'm saying? And the same goes for the Democratic Party as a whole. According to polling analyst Matt Towery, Democrats need to get control of their party, or they're going to risk drifting completely off the edge. Why? Because they're quickly following the fate of former Democratic presidential candidate George McGovern in 1972 to what the Democrats are now going through right now. Well, back in 1972, George McGovern's heavy focus on anti-war and progressive policies ended up pushing away a lot of moderate Democrats, and it cost him the election to Richard Nixon. And Towery is warning that the Democratic Party could be making a very similar mistake today. He says their narrow-minded focus on opposing Trump might actually be drowning out the bigger, more pressing issues that everyday voters actually care about. His advice to the party leaders: take back control and start steering the conversation in a direction that resonates with the broader electorate. He even mentioned Democratic Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, saying he seems to be the perfect replacement for McGovern, except he makes McGovern look a little more serious. I mean, just recently, the failed vice presidential candidate said that his party's recent electoral defeats can be attributed to them not being bold enough in promoting policies like immigration, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nothing about inflation in the economy, just really all about Republicans being the bad guy, as if we haven't heard that more than 100 times at least. So for Towery, this is a point where the Democrats who really know what they're doing with their party, and that's people who have run campaigns over the years, know the real issues that people are concerned about, have either got in control of this party or it's going to drift completely off the edge, because they can't touch the president's poll numbers. According to Towery, they really cannot keep attacking down on Trump, because the pollsters who really get it right about Trump, they're showing the president's approval ratings are staying up, not going down. And Democrats like Jasmine Crockett, they're just helping it stay this way. You know what I mean? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments down below, guys, and let me know what you guys are thinking. And if you want more hard-hitting content like this, check out our recommended videos at the end. Definitely some great stuff there. As always, appreciate you guys hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.